Alright, everyone, welcome back to Last 100 Yards, Mission 3. On the introduction, we deployed our units, and my doubt regarding the improved position was answered, and they are deployed during the setup phase, and that's it. You can't simply, during the combat, tell your guys to dig and whatever. And it makes sense. You guys can't dig foxholes in, well, time tracker like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, right? Unless, yeah, let's suppose you would spend the entire squad, the entire battle, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, digging holes in a place. So that's it. For this mission, there's no specification where and how the improved positions are in effect. The only reference to improved positions is in the victory conditions. So I would assume, given also the background of the mission, that the GIs are well dug, protecting, well, covering the approach from the south in this crossroad here. So if it's not like this, well, sorry, but that's how I interpret it. Yeah, I also asked, well, let's suppose we are in a small village or something, if we could improve the position with barricades and whatnot and foxholes. Well, it's already considered, if we are in a built up area, wooden, it's already the same modifier, which is a -2, so it's already considered on the terrain. There's no need for that. So it already considers the idea that you are using the houses and you are using turned over carts and wheelbarrows and whatever you want to use as barricades. So we know that in turn 1 the Germans have the initiative. Follow-up turns, Germans always have a die roll modifier of +2. Both sides have a mortar section, and both are available at the moment. Defender are the Americans with a casualty differential limit of 1. Germans have a casualty differential limit of 3. Regarding odds, the Americans are straight 1-2. So, but regarding the tactical setup, I would say they are even worse than that, but let's see. Okay, activation phase for the Germans. They will try to make a coordinated activation. I need more than 8. No, they didn't do it, so they have to activate each platoon in turn. We are not going to use the concealment markers here. Actually, we might. I was thinking of not using them, and let's just review the non-vehicular units progression added with a mortar mechanics which are introduced in this specific mission. Not sure. We might. Okay. So, given we cannot coordinate the activations, second platoon will activate, and along with the MG section, and Rolf, squad 3 and the MG section will move there. and they are, yeah, let's use the concealment, and they are concealed. So concealment is if they end in the open, 3, 4, 5. If they would end here and these woods would not be here, they would be seen. Or if they end movement 1, 2, 3 in cover, bet 3 distance away, they would lose it. But then they would regain it, so it's always, yeah, lose it, regain it at the end of the turn. So they moved, and first and second squad, which 1, 2, 3, they will try to make the run up the corridor. Yeah, it would be the same pretty much. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's get them together. Okay. Reaction from the American player is they can see movement somewhere there, and they are also, remember that these are all concealed. Okay, so let's just leave the concealment with the foxholes, and we'll take the concealment as we activate or react with the units. By the way, another thing regarding if it's on its high ground or whatever, it's always countered the center dot of the X. Okay, so if you see contours and you are unsure of if a certain X is or not, always look to the center dot, right? For example, this one, you see there's a contour there, but the dot is not inside the contour, so it doesn't count as high as being in the hill. That's how the specific terrain or elevation is considered. Center dot. Okay, so we're gonna react with a fire reaction from Murphy and the submachine gun into that unknown unit there. So what we have here, we have a value of 1 for the 30 cal. The church is elevation 2. These guys are elevation 4. Distance is 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Farad, it's a 10. At 4, it's a -1. It's concealed target. It's another -1. And they are in a hill, which is -1, but there's a footnote. It's 4 more to 5, so it's a -3. It has 1, so it's a -2. Where do I have the -2s? It's there. All right. Here we have it. Now I noticed that I missed some of the -1s for the hills in the previous mission. Sorry for that. All right, we have this reaction is done here. These guys are on height 2, and they can also, let me see if they can see, forest is level 2, so they cannot, they have no line of sight to either. This unit could also fire there, and I think we start opening, we open fire with everything we see, so it's a 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 to, it's a -3, hill -4, and with a 1 it's -3. All right. Let's put the fire action on them. All right, that's the end of my reaction. Germans don't want to react with anything. It's Germans again. And true to doctrine, Styler, first squad, and the MG are going to move 1.5, 2, and the second and third squad 1.5, 1.5, or 1.5, 1.5. Yeah, let's go through here. Forget, maybe go to the hills. Yeah, let's go like that. We'll take some concealments. Alright, they should be good. Now you are asking, but where the hell is the mortar fire? It's too early. Reactions from the Americans, there's no reaction. So we fast forward, there's nothing else to... Actually, the Americans gonna ask for a mortar fire. Or not. Thinking, because any unit can ask for it. These guys could ask, make this primary, pray that this becomes secondary, and start putting fire in there, pin this platoon, and then deal with that one. But as the American player, I know that the Germans also have mortar. Well, it's not as a player, it's the forces knew that all enemy formations had mortar support, and although being discussable, mortar support was one of the most, it's not lethal, but contributed to the most casualties during, for example, Normandy campaign and thereafter. So one thinks about MG42s and stuff. Not so much. The mortar support, especially this almost handheld stuff, like, yeah. Although we are talking here of 88 centimeters and 60 millimeters, they are highly portable. And in platoons of 6 tubes. All right, so we go to the firing phase, and we have the Germans being hit. It's against the highest. The highest is a 6, and we'll go, yeah, well, I can select. Goes against squad 3 if it hits anything. Yeah, it has no effect. So 4 minus, and we always consider the higher one. So it's a 5 minus a 3 and a minus a 2, so it's no effect. All right, can take the markers out and let's continue our end of turn sequence, which is to roll for the time lapse. It was the Germans, so we're going to roll. It's 2 minutes. And now we roll for the initiative. Germans have +2 on the roll. Oops. Germans have +2 on the roll. Yeah, Germans retain the initiative. Okay, it's 0 hours plus 2 minutes. So, Germans retain the initiative and they are going to call artillery strike. And it's going to be Koch that calls it. And is going to call it on, yeah, it's going to call it on the church. Let's see if I do this right. And now I roll for the secondary, d6. All right. I thought there was a, okay, it seems to be a d6. So we have a 3 which goes there. Okay, let me put just the marker to not forget. Kind of like the, what can I put there? We put the d3, and now we have to go for the red. For the red markers, where are they? They are here. Okay. So mortar fires. Okay. The Germans is 8 centimeter, and on the primary is value 2. And we have now to check the terrain. It's a church, so it's a stone building. It's a -3, so we have a 2, and we're going to fire a high explosive. Okay, so it's a 2, a -3, it's a -1 for the primary. Kind of worried I'm not doing the right thing, but I think. And for the secondary, it's a 0, -3. No, not -3. Wait, it's open. So it's 0. All right, high explosive. What? All right, it's our values here. Okay. German's going to attempt a coordinated activation, and they messed up. Okay, they're going to move first platoon, so 1.5, 3, whichever is highest, and Steiner 1, 1.5. Still retain their concealment. Okay, so now we have the Americans that can react, and they will react the same way. They will fire into there. So we have the 30 cal with the 10, and the distance is, but they didn't do anything really, and they are not spotted, so they can't react that way. So I have to wait for them to do something, and I can't really see them, because even if I'm in height 2, forests are height 2, so it's covered. It's blind X there. Okay. Americans don't react with anything. German reaction for second platoon. They will 1, 2, 3. And suddenly they lose their concealment because they are spotted by this unit. This unit, they are there. And this unit also loses the spotting. But they are in prepared positions. They are, I think they are spotted. I was thinking if they have to maneuver or something, but I think given they are in the open, don't know if improved positions take that out, but let's assume they are spotted. If I make a mistake, I will address it in the next episode. Okay, and now we have cock that will advance 1, 2, 3. Let's take the initial with us. I don't think we can adjust the mortar fire. That would be interesting. But we can ask for a continuation of the barrage for the next turn. Okay, American reaction is going to be fire. So squad number 3 will fire into this X there, and it's 8, distance 2, it's 1, they are in the open. Open is pretty much there's no modification. So 1, target maneuvered within 2 axes plus 1, so we are on 2. Yep, that's pretty much it. So we need a green 2. There we go. Okay, these ones can't see anything. All right. Should the Americans react? Asking mortar fire at this point? No, the Americans going to hold on to their fire. So these ones have moved, and the Americans still not going to do anything else. These ones can't fire. Yeah. Okay, resolution. The mortars there. Let's check. Mortar fire action table. Okay, it's regarding the cohesion of the highest, which will be Murphy. All right, we have a -1. Nothing happened. Let's leave it there, and on the 0, absolutely, there's nothing. Okay, and now we can try to extend the duration of the of the mortar fire, which is, okay, let me put, okay, we are in final. Okay, and we have to take this on the tracker, right? So it's equal or below 3. Oh, this almost, the camera almost fell. Give me a second. All right, there we go. So we're gonna try to do it. Yeah, we did it. But now we have to, and we'll continue to pound the same, and we can only use the extension once. Okay, one is towards there. Unlucky, but it is what it is. The values have absolutely no change. All right, we can leave. Let's just flip it to know we are pounding that area. Okay, firing on the Germans there. And 4, 5, 6, nothing happens. Lots of bullets flying and a couple flash wounds, but nothing that keeps the Germans on disrupted. So we go to the time lapse and see what happens, because there's absolutely nothing else to do. And it was the, oops, it was 3 minutes? No, it was 2 minutes. This was on 0. All right, so yeah, when the camera fell. Okay, Germans. It is a 5, which is 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3. So 5 minutes have passed. And let's see the initiative for second turn. Germans get it. It's a 5 plus 2. Man, and it makes sense. And the Americans are trying to hold their positions. So first turn done, second turn done. We're going to, it's a shorter episode, but we'll, okay, let me take out this marker. But we'll come back for the next turns. That will probably take more time. It's a good scenario. I'm liking the spread. I'm liking the application of mortars. My part of the brain that is playing the Americans is probably being too conservative with the mortars. So I'll think about that and try to read some of the infantry instructions of during World War II, 1944, to see what was their methods. If they would call immediately, if they would wait for, or if they would fall back and call it. But man, I have a feeling that I'm taking too long to call for it, and eventually the Germans will be so close that I won't be able to call it. But yeah, we'll see that in the next episode. So cheers, like if you want, share, subscribe, ring the bell, whatever. Have a good one, stay safe, keep everyone safe, and good luck.